Brilliant Century Duck Crisis episode special. Now, people, I need to take a second because that was probably the greatest half hour regular special out of all the half hour specials we have gotten. Next to Skip's story, I think this was best. Like, where do I even start? Well, I actually showed up to watch the episode late, but I got in time. Mordecai and Rigby were, I guess they were watching a commercial or something for Playco for Carter and Briggs. We will get there. And they found out that the toys suck. The companies that make the toys, they suck too. And as soon as Pop shows in, he's like, "Oh my God! I was just attacked by a beast." And lo and behold, I see. I don't even know what kind of bird that was, but that bird was freaking awesome. Now, of course, like when Benson sees the bird, he's like, "This is a perfect job for Mordecai and Rigby. Get that bird out of here, or you're both fired." Actually, thought he was being kind of there, but like an A, you know what, when he did that. But like, of course, when I got towards into the episode, and this kind of reminded me of the time like where, of course, we had the Swans when Mordecai really had to get rid of them. Once when they found out, like, who are you gonna call? The baby ducks. And lo and behold, once they had trouble with that bird, they called the baby ducks. Once I saw them, I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be great. And lo and behold, they get rid of the bird. They're about to morph it up, and there are some two business people who decide to show up, and they want them to sign a contract so they can make toys for them. But the ducks find out that the toys suck and that they're not that good. So that way they say we don't want to be represented by dumb toys. And then they try to get convincing. They do the whole schnick, and who comes back into the picture? The Swans. Once I saw the Swans, I knew like, oh my God, this is really gonna be good. And like, of course, like they want Mordecai and Rigby to sign because they are friends with the Baby Ducks, and then Mordecai and Rigby, they're not signed. They're not signed because they don't want to be represented by them toys either. Now, I will say, I think that's probably the most impressive thing I've ever seen Mordecai and Rigby ever do with them individuals in this show, like basically standing up for what they believe. I mean, we've seen them like take charge for a lot of the stuff on there, but I was so proud of them. Like, how many people out there in today can you really say, let's take a stand and let's just not do what we don't want to be forced to what we don't want to do? I definitely commend him for that. Benson was a little off, but like I said, we'll get there. Yeah, definitely proud of him. I liked how that was incorporated into the episode. Great stuff. And of course, like as we got into the war, I was like, let me just say, have you ever watched Power Rangers? And you're like, as soon as they do that, it's Morphin time, and they call on the Zords. We need dinosaur power now. I felt like I was watching Power Rangers the entire time. It was freaking awesome. The way that they just kept bringing in mode after mode. Of course, they started off with the mode that we saw in the Swans episode, like the two standard Megazords. That's what I'm going to call Megazords. And then, of course, Mordecai said they need more firepower. So, guys, we need your help. Hold your fist up. And they're like, it's more for time. I call upon the power of the clipboard. I call upon the power of the mountain. I call upon the power of the helicopter propeller. And oh my God, this episode to me was, like I said, it was just great. And as we got into it more, they just kept bringing more modes and more modes and more battle modes. It was like, oh my God, how many battle modes can these guys have? I hope like when the Swans were in their little Megazord and they were like, when they combined themselves with the moon, I was like, you guys better combine yourselves with the earth because, like, you guys need to do something because you about to get your butts wet. But lo and behold, all else fails. Carter and Briggs, so they're like, we didn't know we were going to represent by those dumb toys anyway. So yeah, the Calgary comes in. We get more battle modes, and then like apparently the baby ducks have a long lost brother who, by the way, he was great. throughout his part in the episode, especially when he was doing like the little intro and the voiceover thing to bring the guys back in. I thought that was great. And like I said, it was just a fight, fight, fight. It was just a fight. I loved every single bit. Like I said, it was just awesome to see. Like I said, it was like watching Power Rangers, like them like bringing the Megazords. And they ain't got no more firepower. They just bring the Megazords now. Towards the end of the episode, of course, the guys, Mordecai, Raymond, and the rest of them, they win, and of course, they blew up the entire Earth in the process. I thought that was definitely great, and I liked how the way Benson was incorporated. Like I said, any like episode that kind of involves Benson like growing into a character is always great. He definitely developed in this episode too. I loved everybody's part, especially the business owner. So let me ask this question. Remember, guys, they were trying to sign a contract. A contract. Now, normally, this kind of stuff I kind of give them crap for, but like this episode was the exception. I don't care if it was just to sign a contract. It was fucking awesome to see them just fight. Now, of course, the episode ends, and then the business owners are like, okay, fine, no toys, but have you ever considered video games? And they're like, oh yeah, great, great, we're gonna do video games. Now, my overall thoughts on this episode, like I said, it was freaking awesome. This arguably could be their best half-hour regular show special, and we've seen some good ones, but to me, this one takes the cake. As far as I'm concerned, that this is my regular show review for the half-hour special. I know this is definitely going to be the last episode that we get for a while, so that'll be the next time I'll do my review as far as I'm concerned. See you around.